All right, guys, in today's video, we are going to dive into why perfecting your dating app profiles often leads to less matches and what to do instead. Now, if you're anything like me, you might be a bit of a perfectionist. I have, over the years, especially as it pertains to online dating, learned to just put out the bare minimum, just pique her interest, and then you just want that swipe. You want to get the conversation started. You want to open her, get her off the app, set the date, and so on. So first, let's dive into the perfection trap. If this sounds like you, that's absolutely fine. We've all been there. But let's say you obsess over the perfect photo lineup. You wordsmith your bio to sound exactly right, but you find out that your matches are still a bit low and your conversations die, if you open any conversations at all, that is. Now, the truth really is that too polished often comes off as being too boring or, in worst cases, even a bit try hard. So we definitely want to stay away from that. And here's why it backfires. Over-curated profiles often feel fake or performative. In this case, you end up coming off like you're trying to sell yourself. And remember, guys, it's not a job interview. You want to put out a real vibe and not just put resume energy out there. Tinder is all about initial reactions. It is a gut reaction game, and it is not a contest to see who is the most worthy. In this case, you'd be validating yourself, so you definitely don't want to do that. You simply put yourself out there, your offer, and you want to curate that offer. You want to make sure that you put your best foot forward and then allow her the opportunity to explore that option further. So in that previous photo, in a couple slides back, you'll see the AI filter. This is the actual photo. So yeah, I have some abs here, but I'm not that defined. Lighting's not that good. And we'll see different variations of this photo throughout the presentation. This is the unedited photo. It's completely raw. I do advocate using just basic camera features to touch your photos up a little bit, but you don't want to go too over the top. So that's because real wins when it comes to online dating. So use photos that look like your real day-to-day life. In this photo here, I think I was on the beach. A friend snapped off some photos and realized, oh, okay, that one looks all right. Slight imperfections, they can actually lead to coming off as being a bit more authentic, and you position yourself as being more approachable. Now, you want to show your lifestyle too, not just your face. And towards the end of this presentation, I'll give you an example of my actual profile to see exactly what I'm talking about. And the goal of the bios here, guys, is that you want bios that create curiosity, not bios that over-explain. In fact, again, bios that over-explain often backfire, and that is not what we want to do here. You want to give yourself the most options available, and you don't want to do anything that might reduce that number of initial options. That gives her more ways to say nah. So guys, if you work with me one-on-one, and for more information on how to do so, click on that link down below there in the description. But I often advocate, guys, don't fill out all the prompts on the profile. Yeah, you'll get in there and see that, oh, profile is only 48% completed. That's absolutely fine. But here's an example. You don't want to put your political leanings, for example, and then have her say, well, you know, I like the guy and he looks cool and I would be interested in getting to know him. But now that he put his political beliefs out there, instant red flag, instant disqualification, and then she swipes left on you. You definitely don't want to do that. Long bios in general kill attraction and mystery. Overstyled photos like that one we saw on the first slide with the AI filter there, that could often come off as high maintenance. I've heard girls actually say this, that she wants a guy that looks good, guy that takes care of himself, obviously, but she doesn't want a guy that's higher maintenance than her. That's usually not something girls enjoy in the dating world. So your goal here, with that being said, is to give her just enough to get that swipe and a reply once you open. In most cases, guys, you'll have to open, but in some cases, girls will open. And we'll see an example here on this presentation as well. So this image on this slide is my exact Tinder profile. I've used the same variation of this profile for the last few years now. I've done a ton of A/B testing. I've had multiple versions of my profile based on different markets or what I'm looking for, what I'm trying to put out there in terms of my dating offer or experience. However, this one consistently converts best for me, so I just leave it. So you'll see here, I have my name, have my age. I do verify my profiles. When you get really good photos on there, and to be honest, my photos actually aren't the best. I have put better photos, and going back to a previous point, with the better photos that are actual professional photos, a lot of girls think it's a fake profile, even if it's verified. And a lot of times they've reported my profile, and I've been blocked and banned from pretty much every dating app because girls think that it is a catfish or a fake profile, even though verified. So yeah, go ahead and riddle me that one. But that's something you don't want to happen. It is a major pain to get around Tinder bans. There is a way to do it. Again, book me one-on-one. We can go ahead and work through that if you are experiencing those issues. But this right here is just nice and clean. For those who don't speak Spanish, I just say I'm looking for, cute girl for 420 snacks and snuggles. Now, whether we engage in those activities or not doesn't really matter. I use the 420 filter, especially where I live in Mexico, to gauge how open she is to things that are more societally traditionally taboo, such as the 420 topic. In most cases, we don't engage in that. And then Oblame, hit me up, do a couple emoticons. I'll do videos in the future on emoticons. Use them sparingly, guys. Have just a handful that you go to. I know I have them on the slides, but that's just to spruce it up a little bit. And then I put my height there, that I am 180 centimeters, which is the equivalent to 6 foot in Latin America or anywhere in the world, everywhere in the world except for the US, where they use the metric system there. So once more, guys, if she's going through her stack, she sees this, you want her to right swipe as fast as possible. Now, what girls actually end up doing, and this is actually the best video performance-wise on our channel, is that they will left, 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 left. Sometimes they'll do an immediate right, but oftentimes if she's on the fence, or in most cases, she'll actually click on your profile, dive into the details, look at more photos. And that's why you don't want to give too much information, because she could like everything she sees and then, oh, wait, he's an Aries? Ew, no. Although I do put Aries on there. When girls ask about that, I always say that an experience with me is always fire, since I'm a fire sign. And that's how you get over that objection real quick. And guys, if you haven't done so, like, comment, share, subscribe to the channel. I'll do videos on objections in the future. Drop a line to myself and let me know if you have any video topics or recommendations. So swipe right is the title of this slide. And interestingly enough, when it comes to the psychology of swiping, she normally makes her decision in 1.2 seconds. So the swipes you're seeing here on the slide animation, those are actual real life swipes that I've done. You see as well, I do it pretty quickly. If she's immediately disqualified, I'll disqualify her. This one here, not too sure, so I look at other photos. Maybe she's not exactly my cup of tea, but yeah, maybe if she's open or the vibe is right, sure. Girls that are obviously like way overweight or things like that, typically I'll immediately swipe left. But whatever that criteria looks like, that's entirely up to you. And whatever her criteria looks like, that is up to her. However, you will see from the swipe psychology, it's usually pretty quick right or left swipes. If you need more information, that's where you go into the profile and spend more than the 1.2 seconds to make that decision. So remember, guys, here, you're not trying to impress everyone. You just want to get the girl that you are going for to pause. And if we work one-on-one, we'll actually work on that. We'll work on what your goals are, defining your optimum dating profile and approach, your call to action, what your first date looks like, which I typically advocate as the call to action. And this is a huge one, and most guys don't do this, your ideal avatar. So it's more like a marketing and branding type activity, but who are you going for? What are you looking for? What does that look like? What's your defining criteria? We'll go through all of that together and put together a nice system for you, similar to what I personally have in place. So here's a game plan, guys. This is my actual profile. Now, the bullet points we'll go through real quick, and then you'll see these displayed here. So 4 to 5 clear lifestyle picks. You can do group picks. I have done them in the past. However, I have gotten feedback from the actual marketplace or girls that I've dated saying that you should typically stay away from that. Initially, in this version of my profile, I had a lot of sunglass photos, since I advocate for shirt off photos. Do them candidly while you're on the beach or engage in an activity. You don't want to look try hard. You don't want to look like you're actually posing. All of my photos, I didn't know I was actually in a photo. I saw them in a Google Drive later at group events when someone shared them. I was like, oh, okay, well, I look all right there. Let's go ahead and do something with this photo, AKA put it on my dating profile there. And then an interest photo. So you can see here that in my photos, as they scroll through, they're all solo photos. This is my main beach photo. You've already seen this on previous screens. Myself on the beach, another candid photo staring at the sun. This is me with friends actually mixing a cocktail. Me fishing, again, another candid photo. And this one was a close-up because girls actually asked me to see a close-up of me without my sunglasses. And I've gotten comments on that. When I'm a little sun-kissed, I do get freckly at times, and girls actually like that. So feel free to, when I take guys out that work with me directly or guys that come here to Mexico, a lot of times they're uncomfortable with getting the face photos or the photos right up close. Guys, typically we're into things, so you want the nice, big, beautiful background with you not as a fixture or main point in the photo. For dating photos, feel free to get right up in there like this one. She wants to see who she's potentially going to be going out with. And then one mystery or movement photo. So like if you're in the gym, if you're surfing, again, try to do them candidly. You don't want to look like you're staging or intentionally posing for these photos. Here's a quick pro tip here, guys. Get a buddy to do it. Get a girl you're dating to do it. If you do hire a professional photographer, I often tell them that when it's time for you to get in a pose, to start clicking through the photo roll as you're getting into the pose. Get some different angles up and down and all the round, close, far away, all that good stuff. And then right as you break the pose, so if I'm photographing you, I'll say, okay, yeah, we're done. And then as you break the pose, typically that's the nicest natural expression. So that's usually, especially in my photos, if I'm trying to stage them. Again, all of these ones you see here are candid, but I have done professional photos before. If I do stage the photos, it's typically when I'm going through the photo roll, it's the ones where I'm trying to look cool. Yeah. What's my good angle? And then right when the photographer's, okay, that's good. I'm like, oh, all right, cool. Yeah, that's nice. Those are the most natural expressions I typically get. Now for the bio, you want one sentence plus a call to action. I keep mine nice, short, and sweet, as we've already seen here. So something like guess where I'm from, or you'll either love or hate this. You can use that for your openers too. Me personally, I just do a call to action. Like, hey, swipe right for this. This is what you're going to get. I view it mentally as an offer. So she's going through, most guys kind of haphazardly set up their dating profiles if they put any effort into it at all. So she's going through, she's dud, this guy, oh, okay, well, he looks fun. He looks attractive. He looks like, oh, I'm into that. Okay, cool. I live there too. Oh, he's pretty tall. Nice. Okay, sweet. Swipe right. So that's ideally what you want her end user experience to look like. And you want to make her feel something, not read everything. So I've noticed, guys, again, I've had multiple variations of this profile. I've A/B tested multiple variations or variables throughout the lifeline of this profile. And this version that you currently see, it has actually been better aesthetically, but this version is the highest converter for me. So I just keep it as is. And guys, when you work with me one-on-one, if you choose to take that route, that's ideally what you want to do. You want to set up a system, you want to build it once, and then just have it consistently deliver you options or results. So here's the main takeaways, guys. Go for authenticity over perfection. Start combos with curiosity. We will do videos on openers and the goal of getting the girl off the app as fast as possible. You'll see right here in this image, just real quick volleys back and forth. I open her up. It's a quick decision, yes or no. It doesn't really matter which route she takes. I will bring her back to my offer, which I do in this case. Ha ha ha, love it. You can see that she did it in English. And I just say, yeah, let's do it. And I give her my information. This is a little more advanced. I do a lot of volume when it comes to matches. So I give her my information. I want her to reach out to me. If not, then that filters her out because her interest isn't high enough. That may look different based on your scenario. If you're in a more rural area, then you won't get the high match volume. So we'll have to craft your strategy a bit differently. But here's just a real world example of what I do. It works very well for me. And ideally, we'd like to get you to that point as well. So a good profile gets replies. A great one actually gets dates. And you'll see here, once you get this all set up and perfected to your liking, that oftentimes it's pretty automatic. It's super easy. It takes minimal effort. In terms of maintaining your profile, it just really depends on how much time you have to Tinder and set up dates. And if you need to take the next step on doing so, I cover the online dating aspect of dating in general. I'm still quite good at cold approach. I've done plenty of social game, day game, night game, referral game, which a lot of guys don't even realize exists, and even some more advanced type game topics, which we won't get into here. But I've done it all. For me, the digital way of going about dating, it's much easier for me. It converts much more and it requires very minimal effort. I get a high volume of matches and I have a lot of opportunities at the end of the day. So really it comes down to me in terms of, hey, do I want to see a new girl this week? Am I happy with what I got? And maybe I just want to take a break. That's ideally where we want our guys to get. So you're in the driver's seat. You're the selector, not waiting passively to be selected. And once you get to that point, the game literally flips on its head and you are in the driver's seat. And that is a very, very nice place to be. Now, if you do want to cover cold approach topics, night game, day game, more social type game, we do have a vast network of people. So if you come on board, we'll get you involved in the network of guys we've worked with in the past. We all have nice private groups we meet up with often if you're ever down in Mexico City. Or I'll pass you over for specifically the cold approach topics to my Mexpat dating business partner, Joel. He's quite the expert on there as well. So be sure to subscribe to the channel to catch those videos. But guys, we take you from A to Z. It really depends on what you're looking for. It's a quick 1-minute application. Click on the link down below. Let us know what you're looking for. We'll get on a call. We'll dive into your goal set. We'll look at any potential roadblockers or hangups, and then we'll put together a strategy for you. And guys, it typically happens pretty quick. A lot of guys that come to us, whether you realize it or not, you're already 95% of the way there. But as you know, especially with online dating, you always hear numbers like, oh, the 90% of girls pick the top 10% of guys. Okay, 95% of girls now top 5% of guys. Guess what, guys? It's more like 98% of the girls want the top 1% guys, or 99% girls want the top 1% guys. So our goal is to create a digital dating brand for you personally that puts you in that perceived top 1% status. So you get the match, she replies to your opener, you get her off the app, you set the date, she actually shows up, and then you have a great time. And guys, again, we will help you set up your whole structure and system from A to Z, so you never have to really give much thought to this topic again. It's just kind of automatic. So be sure to click on that link below, take that next step, and we look forward to seeing you here in the future. Cheers.